everyone to the Boston Foundation and to this great opportunity to meet Steve Brescia from Groundswell International, which works in 8 countries around the world promoting agroecology, and Cantave Jean-Baptiste, who is the head of, and I won't say it in French, but Partnership for Development, PDL, in Haiti. I have to admit, I'm Karen Ansara, and I have to admit the PDL and Groundswell are right at the top of my favorite grantees in the whole world. And you will find out why by hearing from them. We have at New England International Donors, which I'm a part of, some giving circles. And last fall we had a giving circle on climate change. And several people in the room were a part of that. And at the end of the year, we selected several grantees. And Groundswell International's work in Haiti was one of our grantees. We have another grantee in the room, Barbara Viorino from Ecologic, which is based here in Cambridge and works in Central America. They were another one of our grantees. Just to create a little context, last night I read a report that had been written by the Haiti Development Institute, which Jackie Coteau is a representative today. It's housed here at the Boston Foundation, works to empower and equip Haitian-led organizations in Haiti. And it was also written by the Philanthropic Initiative, also part of the Boston Foundation and a philanthropic advisory firm. And the report is called An Overview of Agricultural Research and Development in Haiti. It was published a couple of years ago. I didn't read it till last night. But it just was mind-blowing to me. And essentially the report talks about the fact that there have been millions upon millions of dollars spent by the US government, other governments, on agricultural development in Haiti. But how is the money spent? It's often given to US universities to do research, and then from that research, projects are developed, which are then implemented, or they try to implement them in Haiti, rather than research being done at the grassroots, informed by the people who will be doing the agriculture and feeding their families and changing their lives. So the way development has often been done is not sustainable because it's top down, not informed by the local culture, instead of bottom up. What I love about PDL and Groundswell, it is that bottom up approach, honoring the local culture, honoring the power of community groups and individuals. But it's not just bottom up, it's heart out. So the work requires the personal transformation and insight and collaboration and unity of the farmers. So it's not technical inputs, it's not even strategy, it's completely holistic and transformational. So you'll hear more about that today, but that's why I love this organization. But before they begin, I just wondered if we could go around the room and people would like to say their name and an affiliation or why they came today. You're right in front of me, Sheila Lawrence.
Oh. I'm Sheila Lawrence. I was part of the climate change mitigation giving circle last year and just enjoying myself, and had the pleasure of welcoming Steve and actually Daniel too, right, to my house. I live on a farm, so this will be really special for me. I work, my day job is in a multifamily office. I'm a financial planner, and philanthropic advising is a part of what I do, so I have a lot of clients interested in climate change mitigation, which is very well aligned with my own personal values, my husband and mine. So it's a great marriage, and I'm here to support this work.
Philip.
Hi, my name is Philip Mason. I am with the Disabilities Rights Fund. I'm still learning a lot about our organization, but I've been in Boston and with the organization for 16 days. So learning a lot. The Disabilities Rights Fund, as well as a few donors here, have supported some of the work that we have done in Haiti. I'm still trying to learn more and wrap my mind around what's happening in Haiti and how we could potentially be more impactful.
Great, thanks, welcome.
Hi, my name is Laura Richardson, and I'm an independent consultant very focused on Haiti. I lived there for almost 20 years. I work in a number of sectors, but the agriculture sector, environment sector is one of them. And I have had the great privilege of knowing of the work of Groundswell and also PDL and giving it some support. And so I'm here to hear more about it today and meet others who are involved in the same kind of work.
Great, Lori.
Hi, I'm Jen Hartman. I work with the Casey and Family Foundation. So I know Groundswell through the Giving Circle last year, through the Agroecology Fund that Daniel has, and our foundation is also granted directly to them. So I'm just here today to support and hear a little more.
Thank you. Ron?
Ron Sugamilli. I work in wealth management. I'm an early stage clean energy investor. I also work doing volunteer work with Prime Coalition, which is a nonprofit that puts together foundation and private capital for clean energy climate mitigation investments. And I came to this through the Giving Circle and Climate Change Giving Circle last year, and then a continuation of interest and to follow up on grants we made. It's fascinating to see how that develops.
I'm Lisa Spalding. I'm with the Philanthropic Initiative, which is part of the Boston Foundation. We're a philanthropy consulting group, and I work with a number of foundations that are really interested in these issues, so I'm excited to learn more. Thanks for being here.
Avril.
My name is Avril Kenny. I am interested in food and agriculture in general. My background is in software, but then I worked at a local farm around here for a year, and now I'm working on some projects with MIT D-Lab, which does like community-based design stuff, and I'm interested in like getting more involved in agriculture and international development.
Good.
Hi, I'm Cantave Jean-Baptiste and I'm from Haiti, but I'm Cantave's sister. That's why I'm here.
Cool. How cool. That's great.
My name is Jessie Gill. I work for a nonprofit called World Farmers based out in Lancaster, Massachusetts. We have 70 acres service for all environmental energy farmers with about 20 countries represented, one of which is Haiti. So.
Oh, wonderful. What is it? Hi.
My name is Barbara Iadino. I'm the Executive Director of Ecologic Development Fund, and we're based here in Cambridge, but our work is in Mexico and Central America. And part of what we do is sustainable farming and agroforestry. So I'm here also to learn from the experience of Haiti and to support our fellow climate Giving Circle grantees.
Thanks.
Hi, good afternoon. My name is Daniel Moss. I work with the Agroecology Fund, which supports similar work to what Groundswell and Cantave do all over the world. I had the pleasure of getting to know Groundswell and Cantave's work in particular on the ground. Well, I've been to visit their work in West Africa and Haiti, and it's just a really, really impressive work. So I'm really happy to learn more. And when I was in the field with Cantave, I had the pleasure of spending about a week with in the field. I was so moved, I wrote an article. It's been some time now, but I think I'll try to dig it out maybe as a follow-up. Because it was a shamelessly admiring article.
No, it's more than that. You wrote a series of blogs because I republished them.
Okay. Again, I have
And they
to find
were,
them
we
again.
should circulate them.
Yeah,
They were
yeah.
great. They were great, yeah. Well, I'll give you a minute, Maggie. Bonnie.
Hi, I'm Bonnie Brescia, and in addition to being Steve's sister, also connected to Haiti through an adoption agency. And Karen and I just learned that our kids were brought to us through this same group that has some interesting work that they're doing in Haiti. So that's happy to be here. And
Jackie?
I'm Jackie Putram, the operations manager for Haiti Development Institute. I divide my time between Boston and Haiti. Primarily, we do capacity building training for community-based organizations, mostly outside of Port-au-Prince. We don't like to stay in Port-au-Prince. So I'm just interested to learn more about what Groundswell does and Cantave.
Thank you.
So I think I got the pattern. I'm sorry for arriving late. My name is Maggie Alexander, and I work with the Philanthropic Initiative. I'm a partner there. I'm very excited to meet Cantave because we were about a year ago, a large family foundation that was thinking about working in, did you already talk about this?
Just briefly, say more.
That they were thinking about working in Haiti, and then in particular in the agricultural sector in Haiti. And Cantave, you were a great resource to us. We interviewed you, and I think we spoke to you to put together that publication, which we hope we can disseminate. We're trying to make sure, I think Pierre had some concern about one of the citations, so we just want to check it out before we distribute it. But thank you for coming all this way. I work with a number of donors who are very interested in working working in Haiti, and so this is of great interest to me.
Great, thank you. And just one footnote, the Haiti Development Institute is an outgrowth of the Haiti Fund that was here at the Boston Foundation, and the Haiti Fund also made grants to Groundswell, so lots of support. Anyway, hope that's helpful.
Great. So we're waiting for the redacted version to be released.
Yeah.
Right?
2 more days.
I'm Steve Brescia, the director of Groundswell International, co-founder along with Cantave and other colleagues around the world. Right now we're working in 10 countries around the world, in West Africa, Latin America, and the Caribbean, and South Asia. And thank you for being here. You kind of heard the background of how some of the connections happened most recently with the Climate Change Giving Circle of the New England International Donors Network. And the opportunity was that Cantave was in Canada for a couple of weeks, and after I got to talk to folks, I mean, the real point is to take advantage of him being here, and so I'll try to be very brief, a few minutes, and then show you a 5-minute video, and then let Cantave talk and let you ask questions. But we wanted to take advantage of the chance for him to exchange with you. And as we shared in some of the earlier dialogue with the people that were in the Climate Change Giving Circle, our food and agricultural sector is one of the main causes of climate change. It's also one of the main sources of solutions. And in particular, family farmers, peasant farmers around the world are a key part of that. They make up about 1/3 of the world's population, about 2.5 billion people. The family farmers around the world are producing most of the food we eat, and also have within them, as agents of change, a lot of the solutions in terms of sequestering carbon from the atmosphere. There's a number of studies out there demonstrating that really to reverse climate change, to take carbon out of the atmosphere, about 40 to 50% of those solutions have to do with how we produce and consume food. And these, to us, the farmers that you'll be hearing about are the agents of change to try to create that. Sounds good, but in theory, but it's pretty hard in practice, right? So what does it look like on the ground in Haiti, in a very challenging context and other contexts to make that happen? And so that's what Cantave is going to talk about. And in particular, what does that have to do with, climate change and agriculture have to do with trust and human solidarity and, building loving relationships between people and communities? How do these pieces fit together? So, Cantave will share some of that approach as well. So I think those are the main points I wanted to make. And before turning it over to Cantave, by way of introduction, Groundswell is a network. We're a collective of organizations working in these 10 countries. We work with and through our partner organizations on the ground. They work then with the communities, and that we are trying to scale this work together. Some of the inspirations that I always keeps me moving are the solidarity groups, the Groupement in Haiti and in other places. People getting together, combining their forces, and there's unity and strength. So we bring that same spirit globally, unity and strength, working together across countries to try to scale and strengthen these solutions as well. So that's the logic of what we are doing. And I wanted to show a 5-minute video, which was made 4 or 5 years ago, but I think still captures a lot of the methodology and the story quite well. Some of the numbers have increased, so you'll see Cantave mention some numbers that they're working with in there. But so I'll show this 5-minute video, and then let Cantave share some of the work with you.
longtemps, chaque côté où mon pied cocoyer, là c'était non caille. Et bien à tête belle en pile. Et tout à l'heure, premièrement, c'était cause la terre ne pas produire encore. À cause de manque de pieds bois, quand il y a une érosion, on est obligé de descendre le bon plan, seul côté en bas de la plante, que je ne sais si c'était caille sous caille. Mais si ça vient d'une amélioration, il y a des gens qui ont retourné à bâtir une habitation. Pour qu'on ait tout ça, dans un matin, on groupe secret tout ça. C'est ce qu'on appelle pour Godly. Ça, il y a même fait jusqu'à un mois même. L'autre avant PDL, chaque monde était allé faire travail personnel par lui. Ça veut dire que tout le monde était travail divisé. Mais avec aide que PDL ligne était accompagné d'aide, formation, c'est plus gros outils qui permettent de venir rêver, nous ensemble avec nous, pour travailler ensemble. Donc, grande différence. Parce que non seulement nous devons travailler plus, nous devons produire plus tout.
C'est nous-mêmes qui nous connaissons, qui nous avons utilisé pour nous rendre les richesses utiles dans le monde. Nous avons avancé dans le grand monde pour nous mettre PDL l'a renforcé et capacité paysanne. Un groupement de 9 à 17 membres et qui réunit chaque semaine pour travailler ensemble, pour vous mettre ensemble, pour changer nos conditions de la vie à vivre là. Ils ont planté. Je dis, on va manger avec, demain, on va manger avec, après demain. Ensemble, plusieurs groupements d'habitation et former un bloc et faire formation pour tout le leadership collectif. Association Mounio, Piedboyo, Jardin, Bête, chaque monde gagne, ça a fait. C'est l'objectif, c'est permettre que les paysans augmentent les productions agricoles. Ils vont manger, ils vont former pendant tout le monde.
Premièrement, pratiquement, c'est à utiliser ça que le système passé par là en bâtiment, pas bouler paille. Parce que par là, c'est des paille devenu en grès pour terre qui vous permet de planter un beau rendement. Et c'est pratique ça pour nous voir, est-ce que le terreau a revenu encore. Et puis, c'est pour nous promener le système de reboisement. Tout ça, c'est nous-mêmes le groupement qui nous fait. Donc, ça, on a ça. Pour nous voir, est-ce que nous pouvons protéger le sol là. Quand il y a de l'eau, pas qu'à descendre. Actuellement, il y a un mail qui a appelé là. Et puis, gombo, brassicole, manioc, patate, chou. Il y a des complet. À travers Bois-Neuf, ça c'est tout le monde qui veut entrer dans le groupement. Depuis tout le monde veut entrer dans le groupement, ça a 3 ans. Bois-Neuf est presque en conservation de sol.
C'est entre 12 à 15 millions de monde à participer en façon régulière dans le programme que le PDL a développé. Et le programme, ça, comme on a dit, il a touché différents aspects dans la vie. Nous voulons que y ait des organisations qui sont capables de dire oui, nous n'avons pas un bol pour bien remplir. Nous sommes des acteurs, nous sommes des gens et c'est les gens qui ont une capacité. Mais côté nous commencer déjà, et mais côté que nous voulons aller.
Et nous sentons que les appels changements, il y a bien un gros rendement pour nous dans le système d'éducation et de formation. Vision que pas nous, même si nous mourir et nous apprenons l'autre qui a venir, nous montrer le système pour continuer à faire le reboisement et puis faire conservation de sol. Même génération qui a venir, il y a bien améliorer parce que nous avons plus de bagages derrière pour la génération qui a venir.
So I just wanted to give you a little bit of that visual. And to introduce to you my friend and colleague Cantave Jean-Baptiste to share his wisdom. number for SWELL.
Okay, thank you, Steve. Well, thank you for coming. But thank you, Karine. And thank to all of you who contribute to making this meeting possible for me. My name is Cantave Jean-Baptiste. I'm the director of PDL, Partenariat pour le Développement Local in Haiti. It's a Haitian organization working in community development in Haiti. We started in 2009, and this year we are celebrating our 10th anniversary, but not kind of feast or one-day festivity, but we will have about 6 months celebration in order for the 14 partner organizations to really participate in that. And also it is an opportunity for them to appropriate the process, the local development process we are promoting. And today I am here to meet you, and mostly to talk about climate change and also agroecology, and how agroecology could be an answer to the climate change. In Haiti, we have a very long story of environmental degradation. And to make it short, I will start by the 60s, where the Duvalier regime considered a large part of the forest in order to fight against the opposition, because and especially at the border with Dominican Republic, concealed the forest in order to destroy it, to destroy the where the enemies can be hidden in order to fight his government. And then today, if you cross the border between Haiti and Dominican Republic, you will not ask where is the limit of Haiti. You will see, because the difference is really clear. But the same government during the 60s, the 80s, the 70s published a code rural, because at that time the farmers grow crops, but they also have cattle. And the agricultural production was made in fenced area, and the animal went freely in the natural. But this law prohibited the free grazing animal, but the farmers, the small farmers, they had to be invited to fence places where to keep the animal, but without technical capacities, without financial capacity, they couldn't do that. And then a lot of animals died, and this contributed to weaken the farmers' economy. It was a first step in declining the farmers' economy in Haiti. But at the end of the 60s, beginning of the 80s, because of the African swine fever, the government made the decision to eradicate the quail pigs in Haiti. And at that time, quail pigs were the bank for the farmers. The farmers invested in the pigs. And then when they made this decision, after that, it was like cutting the hands of the farmers. And now they to stay alive, to meet the basic needs, they had to use other existing resources. And since the beginning of the 80s, I was part of an environmental organization, and we alerted the government and the population about the risk of environmental catastrophe for Haiti. Because the government at that time didn't have a clear plan to restore our environment, and both the physical environment, the economic environment. And it was estimated in the beginning of the 80s that the forest cover was about only 3%. And then, but the government didn't do anything to stop this degradation. And as a result of the bad decision about economy, about the environment, the farmers, the small farmers, refer to the trees as the new income source. And they cut trees to sell to the cities. They cut trees for construction. They cut trees to make charcoal, because charcoal is still the main source of energy for cooking. They cut trees for the small industries in the cities and also in rural area to process, for example, sugarcane, for the dry cleanings and for bakery in the cities. And then for all of that, people are cutting trees. And now this situation is even worse when there are almost no more forest trees to cut. They are currently cutting fruit trees to feed small industries and for cooking. And I remember in the 80s and the 90s, there was a large reforestation project that reached different part of the country, and they use new species, but some of them well adapted with the local conditions. And even today, you can see in many parts of the countries trees that have been planted during the 80s and the 90s. But unfortunately, by the beginning of the 2000, there are no more large-scale reforestation project. The government did not do anything to address this reality, although they created by the end of the 90s an environment ministry. But to date, this ministry does not have a clear environment protection plan, environment or reforestation plan. And also, the agriculture ministry is becoming even weaker. They even stopped providing technical assistance to the farmer. And I remember end of the 70s, beginning of the 80s, there was a structure in the agriculture ministry to educate people about agriculture, about environment. There was even a law about cutting trees, but nothing like that by the 80s. And currently, there is no plan being implemented to address this situation. And then there is a need to develop new approaches. I would like to mention that even when there was this large-scale reforestation project, this project did not really involve the farmers. This project did not look for ways to for farmers to contribute to the project. For example, one time I assisted a situation. There was not a reforestation, a tree planting project in an area. And some people have been paid to plant the trees. And I assisted a man entering in an area, in a family courtyard. He didn't say, "How are you?" And he came with a lot of seedlings, with a pick, and he planted a lot of trees. But because he was paid to do that, he did. But who will take care of those trees? And at the same time, there was a house in the area. And even before leaving, the horse was eating some of the seedlings. But it didn't matter. But he had to plant a number of trees, and he did, and he got paid. Okay, and then the farmers should be involved. The farmers should feel that they are planting trees for themselves. And then there is in Haiti this situation. It's like we are living in two countries. People in the cities and people in rural area. It's like people area are strangers, foreigners. And people living out in rural area, the farmer families, they do not have a voice. And when the government and other organizations come to implement their projects, and they come to the communities and they implement their project. And also there is this situation in which, since Haiti was a former French colony, but there are some bad lessons learned from the slavery, telling us that since Africa, black people have been fighting each other. It's like they could not meet together, they could not work together. And this was part of our belief that, okay, we cannot or we should not.
What's the Creole saying?
Depuis na Guinée, nèg raille nèg. But this is discouraging people. It's like I should not agree with Steve to do something together. But at the same time, there are other positive beliefs. Mais un pile chay pa lou. And union makes strength. And then we, in this new approach, it's mostly to bring the families to assume their humanity. We also are human beings. We also can think. We also can contribute to changing things. And then this is mostly what we are doing, what we are spending time to do. Is to bring, it's not only to talk, to share, to teach people about new technologies. We are investing a lot in leading people to believe in themselves. Because if I'm not working to provide change for myself to improve my standard of living, it's like you are asking me to work for you. But if you are helping me, to build capacity, and it's for me, for my family, for my community. And then this is about those principles. We are promoting community organization. We are investing to help people to understand and to experience the power of love, the power of trust. If we trust each other, and if we experience some positive thing, we will believe in ourselves, in our own capacity. We will put into practice union makes strength. We will think about how to build our own community. We spend time to let people identify the challenges they are facing. To read through their own reality what is going wrong and what they can do to make things different. We use a lot of stories, proverbs, to let them create new perspectives. It's progressive, but they are doing that. And when they get to this stage, they undertake some new steps. And then at the end of this process, we came to the birth of the basic community structure that we name a groupement, which is the basic organization in which the farmers, men and women, will take action together. This is a space to learn, to test, and to share, and also to receive new knowledge. This is a place to make some dream come true. This is a place to we invent something that was in our practice, combine people helping people, but we not only have to repeat it, we have to do it, to use it to improve our own life. And then the farmers, men and women, are invited and by themselves. We will not tell them by which activity to start. They will think about what first they can do with the few resources they can mobilize. And sometimes they put some cash together, sometimes some grains together, and there are other situations. Those people are so poor they cannot find cash, they cannot find grains, but they will put the labor. And I remember there was a place where the basic group was formed, and they made the decision to sell their labor, and one day they will sell the labor to a middleman. They will get paid, and they will use this money as the initial capital to do something for themselves. But there are many ways they can do that. And then once this space is created, and then this is an opportunity to meet the same people who participated in a long series of reflection sessions, and at the end they will be part of a community structure, and then together we will learn from them, because they have their own way to explain how they understand the environment. And we start from that point, and then progressively we will see what can we do to change things, because we believe that organization is the beginning of any community development process.